still rock solid among many other players.
I will say right now, like in the channel where all the match updates are happening, Tizago pinged herself saying that she was up, and I just want to point that out because I think that's really funny.
And just like they're referring to yourself in the third person.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this is reasonable, just like being very formulaic about it, you know.
I suppose. I think it's a little silly.
And so WUMBO going for, I think honestly, I think WUMBO zoned the second that their zone meter was full, which is a little bit of an odd decision, because a lot of players will typically try to have like a pretty solid, strong stack of their own before they even start to zone.
That's a nice ulti
finish.
66. That's
again like not many people realize that WUMBO was able to play excruciatingly efficiently, even outside of typical combo play.
Yeah, I mean WUMBO is third seed here, so.
Oh, well, we are seeing the. Is this a 5 or a 6 wide? What was that, WUMBO? What was that? I looked over for a second. I'm like, this is a combo well. That shouldn't be a combo well, but you know what? It's gonna work out. All right, Tizago with a beautiful forecast, making sure to get as much out of that zone as possible, but only able to clear through 8 lines in the process. WUMBO gonna have to counter probably about 20 to 25 lines in total. Although a lot of skimming having to happen, 42 lines, Tizago gonna have to accept about half a board. Going to try and use the time to build up a combo well, but misdrops the S.
No, that's a little too much there.
And especially on top of a side 4 wide, like a misdrop there cutting off easy access, just not only prevents you from being able to clear through it fast, but also just makes it excruciatingly difficult to try and continue playing through, and that is going to do it. Tizago right now going for, I think that was triple-double. I can't remember exactly which one that was. And for some reason, I feel like WUMBO decided to kind of just take a breather a little bit, almost doing a kind of wait-and-see opener. Entirely confident, but at the very least, we are seeing a little bit of variety, but how WUMBO and Tizago are starting their rounds. And once again, WUMBO deciding to zone kind of at the earliest reasonable opportunity. Again, they are a player that does have the speed necessary, where even if the board is essentially at the bottom, they're able to still get roughly the entire board's worth out in time. That's going to be an eyepiece finish on the 20-line Ultimatress. Tizago looking for a finish, going to have to settle for a little bit less, unfortunately. And, the sacrifice of the eyepiece.
Oof, this is so, that's,
Yeah, just again, about 1 or 2 lines difference.
Column 5. Sorry, miscounted.
Yeah,
0 indexing. That's what I was doing, totally.
Oh, I see. So, yeah, the miscount because I changed from starting at 1 to starting at 0. Oh, all right. Tizago has the perfect clear, and that's a lot of pressure for WUMBO to have to downstack. Able to still work.
Oh, and there's the perfect clear from Tizago. But WUMBO neutralizes all of that incoming.
Wow. Okay, and there's the T-spin single tower. Hold on. All right, Tizago manages to build it up, and
and there's
a little bit of dono.
Okay. Here's the eponymous WUMBO ties.
WUMBO did have to break that combo a little bit in the meantime. Should still have the 20 line clear, and that's going to be for 57. And Tizago, I think, looking for ways that... Oh, wow!
Oh, that's an interesting piece, Tuck.
Yeah, very smart use of the IRS there from Tizago, and that's going to force WUMBO to have an early zone in phase 2.
Actually, yeah, that put WUMBO in a pretty dangerous spot.
Oh, but Tizago is having such a bad P sequence!
This is cruel.
I feel like Tizago is like understands that she has to play pretty aggressive, but unfortunately that stack, when it just gets so high up on the board, it's really easy to assume, like, again, coming from phase 1, like, oh, I can take as much garbage as I need to and just rely on my eyepieces. But because phase 2 can start to cheese up that board, you have to kind of rethink your perspective a little bit and be like, okay, well, there might be a chance where I get out of this pretty easily if everything's sent in one big attack, but at the end of the day, it's still a little bit of a gamble every time. Yep, and it's definitely a little bit of a gamble once again from Tizago from that board state. Able to still get a really nice transition back into that center well. I'm not sure. I think WUMBO, like, what is the solution here? I think WUMBO wanted the C-spin, but just the T-pieces were not in the right spot. But they spent so long trying to figure it out.
No, that slowdown might lead to his downfall here.
I think that's a top out, and Tizago gets on the board, takes a rounds.
We're not going to be seeing sweep here, but it is still going to be a bit of an uphill battle for Tizago right now, because WUMBO still 2 points ahead.
But so you can see, again, like, a lot of top players, especially, like, with the allure of, like, oh, if I get, like, the right setup, I might be able to get, like, a 70-line attack for the first time or something else. Like, a lot of players are very, like, looking for the clip very often, but very few players, especially for, like, early in like, a top 16 like this, can really force opponents to say, like, I understand you may view yourself as, like, the winning matchup, but you don't have all the freedom in the world to just build whatever you want, because you will get punished if you are not taking your time. But that's an all clear in 19 from WUMBO Ties. It's looking for the curb.
And there it is. 81?
There is the 80 plus. Tizago gets a 57-line Ultimatress and still, in risk of topping out, has to pop that quarter zone.
Ouch! Okay, I mean, Tizago's still in this, managed to survive that, managed to tank the rest.
That was a vital 57 Ultimatress from Tizago. If that would not have been an ulti, I do not think Tizago would have survived.
Oh my goodness, WUMBO, that curve was nutty. 81, that is a staggering attack.
I'm not sure if that's the largest zone we've seen in Summer Showdown. I'd have to go take a look at some of the group matches, because I think we had like 80, we might have had like 82, I think, between... Okay, well, I think it was Star and Kelvin. It was like a 74 and an 82, I think it was. So it's definitely up there again. You're not used to seeing many 70s, much less an 80. But again, they are in fact possible when everything goes your way.
Yeah, curbs tend to land you in the high 60s, mid to high 60s. 70s if you're playing more efficiently, and then of course 80 when you do whatever WUMBO just did.
This is a little bit of a tight spot from WUMBO all of a sudden. They took a lot of garbage from that initial zone from Tizago.
Yeah. Might have bit off a little more than he could chew?
I think that might have been.
Oh, and that team is misdrop.
And now that's a half a board in the not.
Yeah, no, Tizago's coming back from this.
And from the depths of an 81-line Curvatress, Tizago clutches up with the win, outspeeding WUMBO to get just that little bit more damage overall. And regardless of how strong that opening blitz is going to be from WUMBO, if it's not taking the round... Oh my goodness! Oh, WUMBO had to count for that one. Oh, did not want to risk the top out. Figgy, looking to set up that overhang. Oh, Tizago not going to be able to counter the whole damage assault there, but doing a wonderful job getting as much out of it as she possibly can. That's going to be 15. Still keeping that side well open, and that is still forcing WUMBO into defensive zones. Oh my goodness, but...
Oh my goodness.
That is a phenomenal level of efficiency from WUMBO, able to get all of those lines active in the attack. Oh, Tizago looking for more T-pieces. They're not showing up in queue. Would have had a really nice T-spin Singwoods. Well, that's a lot of skims, and WUMBO just taking full advantage of that, sending T-spin after T-spin, and Tizago now also on the front of having to use a lot of defensive zones. We have not seen a lot of players get a lot of mileage out of their zone attacks unless it's been on the defensive end. WUMBO right now leads in points, but it's not too much of an advantage, I would say. We'll most likely see a phase 3 after WUMBO has completed the zone, so it looks like Tizago going to make sure to zone in advance, try and get as much time as she can to work with her own. WUMBO looking for the curb. Okay, not quite. All right. I think WUMBO had the potential to look for a curb twist, but opted to just kind of rely on the phase 3 play. Really solid donut there. WUMBO's been doing a little bit of upstacking right now within phase 3, which is a little bit of a risky option. Oh!
Ooh, a bad L misdrop there from... Oh!
And, yep. Finds a solid ball. Was trying to find a boomerang fix, but I mean, don't think it's possible
that
on
fix
stack.
Is that fix gonna do you a whole lot?
It's
it's
gonna
enough
get
to keep
enough
you
for the
in
half
here.
zone. And because it's a half zone, there's also gonna be a little bit more punch behind this attack, which is going to help Tizago survive the initial interaction, but...
It's still not gonna
I think the heartbreaking part about that was if that T-spin setup was, I think, 1 Mino offset to the right, that T would have spawned in with the overhang just above the T-piece, but fortunately not quite the option going forward. All right, Tizago once again looking for the PC, but the O is a little bit too early.
The O came too early.
All right, and again, Tizago just playing extremely aggressively, does not care if there's that much garbage on the board, just understands that that offensive pressure is going to be necessary to force WUMBO to keep playing defense as long as possible. We do have a very high zone send from WUMBO, but I think this is actually going to get almost up to the full 20. That is an extremely fast.
Yeah, 28.
All right, well, it's not a 4 wide, but I think WUMBO was potentially trying to build. Oh, okay, no, and now we're converting into the swag tower.
And
it works
Tizago
into the
just made it a
C-spin.
T-spin. Oh my goodness. Okay.
And this is just now regular 9-0 stacking from WUMBO. We do have a little bit of some Ren gaming from Tizago on the defensive end, trying to stay alive.
Oh, but that's like Tizago's on the rope. No,
That's too much.
just needed a little bit more speed to get through that. And you can see, like, look at the efficiency from that zone from WUMBO. Like, again, most players, yes, can send some kind of like a 58 zone, but the fact that WUMBO started that zone extremely high up and got through it so fast didn't really leave Tizago a lot of room to counterplay. And that is the 5th win there for WUMBO. It's still 5-2 between both of them. Really nice S-spin there as well from Tizago. Setting up the STSD, gonna have to skim an I-piece in the process. Unfortunately, tried to just slam the Z-piece over the center to make it to that T-piece in time, but was not able to and had to make a couple more compromises. Oh, WUMBO deciding to tank or not. Able to get that, essentially the full zone out from Tizago's board. Having a little bit of a sloppy stack to have to downstack from, and Tizago in a panic state is relying on the 4 wide to try and counteract this attack, but she's only going to need to counter about a full board's worth of garbage. And WUMBO has sacrificed essentially all of their zone meter now. This is... oh, I don't know about that skim. WUMBO is not looking in a great spot. Oh, needs too many eyepieces. I think this is another round for Tizago. And the Imish drop on the left. And the panicked 4 wide from Tizago, able to capitalize on that lackluster zone from WUMBO in phase 1.
Ooh, is that an early misdrop?
From WUMBO, I believe so. Again, it's within the first bag of pieces, so I'm not...
It's so hard to tell with the earlier stuff. It's weird.
Yeah, like, I'm not really expecting it too much, I'd say, to have a strong impact. We do have, again, a Kaiden from WUMBO and just recognizes there's a potential for great efficiency. Is going to spend a T-piece on it.
Tizago also... It's really weird to see the phase 1 zones. You don't see that a lot higher up.
54 Vectress there from WUMBO.
Ooh! Oh! That
There's
was a
the-
curve.
Yep, 69 lines out of that from Tizago, and WUMBO does not have a
Wow,
zone
WUMBO
meter to
doesn't
work
have
with.
anything.
And that's an eyepiece dependency. I think that's another round for Tizago, and it's
Oh my
going to be
goodness.
5 to 4.
Tizago both prolonging this and just closing the gap. Oh my goodness.
I was honestly about to give props to WUMBO for getting a really nice quick zone in, but again, the worst state your board can be in is having 0 zone meter charge. Because if anything gets sent to you that you cannot immediately handle, you are immediately ejected to the top of your board. All right, WUMBO having to work through a little bit of an awkward stack towards the side. Tizago, again, playing the typical greed that we've seen them play all tournament, but in this set, it's been working rather well. So there's not really too much of a reason to abandon the strategy. Oh my goodness, WUMBO is not quite gonna have the... Oh, I think it's impossible. No, it's still possible. Gets the ulti for 60 lines, but another curve from Tizago, making this... Oh, all right, WUMBO does get that quarter zone that's going to allow them to survive.
Yeah, this
As we mentioned before.
Oh my god. Oh, the misdrops on Tizago's board, though. Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, and Tizago panicking a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the T-piece misdrop. We're gonna need another T-piece.
It's like running a race and then tripping over yourself, slightly getting your balance, and then just like falling over. Oh.
Yeah, again, after a single misdrop, it can be a huge impediment to your kind of just general play. But the more that kind of prevents you from getting back into the rhythm. Oh no, and an early top out there from WUMBO.
Oh my god.
The eyepiece cuts over the sensor well. And Tizago is still bringing this within 1. WUMBO's on match point, but Tizago only 2 wins away from the upset. Tizago once again going for the ED, able to get the first perfect clear. And WUMBO doing a lot of countering, able to at least send that 1 line of garbage that will turn off the option for PCs on Tizago's board.
You say that like it's a toggle.
Oh, well, it's an important one because if that's kept alive for too long, Tizago was able to PC into zone meter. And as we've seen from a lot of other top players, that can be a deadly combination.
Oh, look at that. That's a heavy eye dependency. Managed to get it to 14. Ooh.
Oh, WUMBO with the misdrop.
Oh, WUMBO's board not looking too hot. Okay, recovers. I'd say that's a pretty good recovery. But
it's
yeah, that is
49 Perfectras. Oh, very smart skim there from WUMBO. Beautifully opens up the well as they get access to their eyepieces. A very, very smart awareness there from WUMBO to make sure that they realize that was their lifeline, especially with Tizago very ready to send more garbage.
Yeah.
You can see WUMBO's been doing, like, essentially, like, I don't want to say they've been playing defense, but you can tell as well, like, they have explicitly been using their damage to offset the lines from Tizago's stack. But they're still playing defense. And Tizago's going to have the ability to ST stack into a phase 3 zone. And WUMBO is going to really have their back up against the wall, trying to find a way to counteract this whole zone. Misdrop there in Tizago's end, but this is probably going to be enough to put WUMBO in the defensive again. Almost accepting the full board state.
Going back up. Through. Oh my goodness.
This is a really tricky spot from WUMBO because WUMBO's going to have to rely on either really efficient downstack or a speed advantage. And this is not really the matchup I'd want them to be forcing a speed advantage out of against Tizago. All right, and a little bit of early combo. Oh, misdrop there from Tizago. Another misdrop. At a catastrophic moment in this matchup. Waiting on the eyepiece. It's not there as early as she would like. Oh, having to rely on so many skims in the Z. Tizago trying to do the skill stop. Getting just pulling every trick in the book. But WUMBO able to survive all of that pressure. And with a 7 to 5, a